back, AKSN live on KTBY Fox 4. Oh, I think we just showed that we gave away the shot. In case you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, the champs are in the house. Welcome, South Post 4 Wolverines. Coach Cliff Butcher, I'll let you introduce the gentleman standing behind you.
Behind me, I have 3 senior leaders, and Jake Craps. I have Alejandro Alec Valdez here. I have Sage Dudick. I have Spencer Floyd, and of course, Jacob Craps.
Beautiful. Well, guys, congratulations, first of all, on an epic journey to the championship game. And so we did it in 2007, 2009, 2014, South State champs. Coach, talk a little bit about the journey, if you will, because we come in, and I think it was 2.5 weeks ago, there was this game against Wasilla over at Taylor Young Field, and I was told if you guys lost that game, no chance at the state tournament.
And I might have been the one who told you.
You may have told me. You may have been that guy.
We were convinced that, we were playing service in Wasilla, and we thought we needed a split just to stay alive for state tournament. And when we lost both of them, we were kind of under the impression that we didn't have much of a chance to make state. And I started looking again at the standings and look at the way it was shaped, the format, and I realized that if the top 3 teams from each division were going to go,
right,
and there were 2 wild cards, that we really didn't have to worry about those other 6 teams. So there was a slight possibility, and I mean ever so slight, that we could still make state.
And then, and we had to beat Kodiak. It was 2 weeks ago, I believe. It was on a Sunday afternoon during AKSN, and we had to take on Kodiak for a play-in game.
Played
just to get that 8 seed.
Yeah, 3-1 game, and it was a little nerve-wracking there for 5 innings, because we actually trailed for 5 innings of that game. So. Yeah, we didn't really know we were going to the state tournament until the game was really over.
Okay.
It was exciting.
Yeah. So when you're in the state tournament, where's the motivation come from?
Where's the motivation?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and it's as soon as we got the 8 seed, we went over to Taylor Young, of course, and we were hitting every day. But the one thing we had discussed, and we were very excited about, we had a chance to play Wasilla, number 1 seed. Yeah. Very good team.
Absolutely.
And if we could get that win, we could get that number 8 label off of us a little bit. We could get a little bit of momentum. We had it. We were anxious to play Wasilla. We're again. I always talk about we're not your average 8 seed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what guys would call you middle of the road. I don't
middle
know.
of the pack. Yeah,
middle of the pack.
Yes.
Who would do that? Who would label you such things?
But yeah, go ahead.
Obviously you weren't, and then you came through and just a completely different team. I mean, Alec Valdez, MVP of the tournament, buddy. Would you say it started back in the high school season? I know you guys were real jacked up to go down as the CIC champs to Sitka, heartbreaking loss down there, and then kind of a shaky start to the season. Things turn around, though.
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why I feel like we were the 8 seed, was because we had such a hard-fought high school season, and then when we got back, everyone was just kind of ready for a little bit of a break, and we just kind of slacked off a little bit, and that was one of the reasons why we were the 8 seed. But then we picked it up, and then we got in tournament, and it was like, oh, we know this feeling, so we just got right back into it.
Would you say so, Spencer? Was that how it worked? Did you get right back into it?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because we weren't too good in the beginning of the season, but then we decided we need to pick things up, and that's what we did.
I mean, just talk about being close to winning championships like the one in Sitka, the BP Invitational. What was so different about trying to get the Legion tournament title?
Even last year, we came so close in a lot of tournaments, because Legion, we lost, I think, 14th inning or something like that to Shugak.
11th inning.
Wow. 11th inning?
Wow.
Yeah, so we've definitely had our fair share of second places. And it definitely feels good to finally get that last one.
Well, was that part of it, part of the journey through the Legion Championship? And I mean, you guys did not lose a game, and you won a lot of them very convincingly as well. I mean, was that just you were tired of that stigma of the 8 seed and losing? I mean,
well, and I told Alec before the game, we won state. That was the first of our championship games, and then we lost the next 2. Obviously, Legion and state, high school. And I told Alec before the game, I did not want to be the Buffalo Bills or the Atlanta Braves. We couldn't go to 4 and only win 1. We needed to at least salvage a little bit of our reputation by getting this last one.
Absolutely.
And they came through.
All right, very good. We'll talk a little bit about the guys on the mound. Nick Jensen, who's not here, you got the man behind you, and Jacob Craps, who started the championship game for you. Solid pitching, and then a great guy catching as well, I believe.
Well, we made the decision to start Jake against Wasilla in the first game, and Wasilla had seen Nick a couple times, so we thought we'd give him a different look. And Jake has actually been, as nearly as solid as Nick. They had two different pitching styles, so they're both effective for what they do.
Sure.
And I had just as much confidence in Jake in the first game as I did with Nick. And, fortunately that worked out for us.
Sure.
And when you get that first game under your belt, then all of a sudden you've got Nick Jensen for the second game. And, things are rolling. Then you've got the undefeated game. And, when we played Diamond, and obviously, I'm sure everybody knows I got a little excited in that game. But the idea was if we could get by the Diamond game and the undefeated game, we knew that we had all our pitchers reset again for the championship. And that's a good feeling to have. But our pitchers, it's amazing. I'll tell you something about the championship game, and not a lot of people think about this, but we were bunting in the first inning.
Right.
And I talked to these guys before every game and said, these are going to be low-scoring games because we know we're not going to give up a lot of runs. And the pitchers we'd seen during the season had not given up a lot of runs. So, Jonah Costello walks, Parker Johnson lays down a bunt, and Spencer Floyd then driving him in. Well, that one run, a lot of people probably saw, it's 1-0. Sure. I'm thinking we're in business.
Right.
Because we're not going to give up a lot of runs. We're thinking 2-3 runs for the whole game. So one run in the first inning is huge. And kind of turned out to be that way. Our pitching, one run in the last 3 games. When you got that kind of pitching, your offense only has to do so much. Fortunately, they did a lot more than we needed them to.
Absolutely.
We always assumed that we're going to play a very tight game. We're just going to, every run has a lot of value to it.
So, so Jacob, talk a little bit about that, dude. That's a lot of pressure on the mound, right? We're talking about the bats being there sometimes, but for the most part, he's relying on you guys to shut it down.
Well, in the game against Wasilla, I knew that was an important game. Like Cliff said, it was against the #1 seed. We needed to win that game, then things would just hopefully roll our way. And so I was just trying to hit my spots the best I could that game and let them hit the ball and let the defense work.
So is the confidence growing with every inning? Every stop that you get.
Every zero that goes up on the scoreboard, I feel a bit more confident to go out there the next inning and shut them down again.
I could listen to this man talk for a while. I love the pipes, Jake Krabs. Talk about having a good catcher, like an Alec Valdez. Are you guys communicating? Are you telling him what you want to hit? Is he telling you what to throw? How does that work?
I believe in the tournament, my dad, one of the coaches, was calling pitches.
Okay.
And so I think that was how that was working. But it's great having Alec back there, knowing that I don't really have to keep the runners that close when they're on first or second. He can just gun them out.
Yeah? Get the gun?
Absolutely, yeah.
Very good. And I know Alec was bringing it at the plate as well. In fact, you guys, if you got a few more minutes, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and talk some of those matchups. I want to hear how you picked on, or not picked on, but Jordan Clevenger. We talked about Jordan a little bit. Some great pitching that you guys saw on the road to the championship game. And then we got to hear from, I believe, Sage Dudick, because Sage is just chilling right there. That was a great picture, by the way, with the championship. What's going through your mind when you threw that up on Instagram?
Try to make it look cool.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 Alaska Legion State Champion, South Post 4 in the house, AKSN. We'll be right back live on KTBY Fox 4.
8 to great.
Oh,